Finally, people, a win for Arsenal, a goal for Arsenal, albeit from a corner, but we'll take that nevertheless. London derby, Chelsea, fantastic result. This is your match reaction following that game. If you're new here, please make sure you're smashing that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, people. Let's get into it, people. So the starting lineup, no surprises there really. Martinelli comes into the team, which we expected to be the case. Merino up front. I keep saying Merino, should I say? Up front, again as we expected. Lewis Skelly, unsurprising really. He must be buzzing anyway after this week being in the England squad, and so he started. So yeah, no shocks on the team sheet. But of course, from a Chelsea perspective, they were missing Cole Palmer, undoubtedly their best player, so that of course would have an impact on them. But similar to us, they're lacking up front at the moment. They had to go with Nkunku because Jackson's not available, and yeah, they're kind of clutching at straws as well, to be honest. And I think in many ways that's the way it played out. It wasn't the most fantastic and fluid game. I think you can argue that both teams were playing players out of position and just really trying anything to kind of get the win, so it was a bit scrappy. However, I do think that it's one of the brighter games, I would say, that we have started for a while. I think the first half, I really can't fault us. I think we came out of the traps really well. We were dominant really in possession, and we actually looked to have a bit of an edge. Early doors, Trossard had a couple of chances where he probably should have gone first time, clearly lacking in confidence, and took a number of touches and then blazed over the bar. There was another one where their keeper, who was shocking, by the way, literally just flapping at everything. And, to harp on about the old story, if we had a striker, God, we could have had a field day today. But yeah, so when he was flapping and the ball came over to Trossard again, there's just a complete lack of confidence in him when he's shooting on goal at the moment. So, but that being said, 90 minutes comes along, we get a corner, which admittedly for a while we haven't been looking for anything on, and Merino pops up with a goal, and that is one of his strengths. He is undoubtedly, and I won't question, he's good in the air. Admittedly, come on, people, it was a good flick on, but that's all it was. It's not like he was trying to aim into the top corner. It just kind of hit his head here and went into the top corner. So, but listen, I'll take it all day long. Thank you, Mikel. Still not changing my opinion, by the way. However, it capped off, I think, a brilliant start from us. And I'd say really for the rest of the first half, we were the stronger team. We had the more shots on goal. I'd say probably from 35 minutes onwards, Chelsea started to get a foothold in the game. But in all fairness, they were doing a lot what we do, where they're keeping the ball. But there wasn't really a threat on goal, to be honest. I was fairly comfortable with it. So we get into half-time at 1-0. Sorry, I should correct myself here. So on 36 minutes, there was that shot by Cucurella, which nearly went literally through David Raya. I don't even know what he was doing there, but my God, the luck was on his side. It seemed to sort of almost hit his hip or hit his leg, and it just seemed to drift wide. But yeah, he was so lucky on that one. But apart from that, Chelsea didn't do anything, to be fair. So I think we were well worthy of the 1-0 at half time. And the second half, to be fair, it just kind of, nobody really came out of the traps, to be honest. It was quite slow going, I think, the second half. It was niggly as well. Fofana, I don't know how the fuck he stayed on that pitch, to be honest. It wasn't a massively dirty game, don't get me wrong, but how many fouls did he give away? And it took him about 5 to get a booking. But he eventually did get that booking for probably, it's a booking all day long, but it wasn't a tackle. It's one where he threw the ball back in to stop Timber taking the throw in, and he eventually came off anyway. Yeah, it was kind of lacking really. I think the second half, nothing really happened, and I honestly felt fairly comfortable with it. Again, Chelsea probably had a bit more of the ball. Well, they definitely had more of the ball than they had in the first half. But again, didn't really create an awful lot. But of course, neither did we. So there's always that niggling doubt where you're kind of thinking, and this is what's tripped us up anyway over the last few weeks, is that because we don't look like scoring a goal, certainly in open play we don't, that there's always that kind of pressure on the defence where any little mistake and, you know, you're going to get punished for it. So, but thankfully it didn't happen. It's frustrating again, the substitution situation, because you look at Chelsea trying to get something from the game, and fair play, they were you know, throwing players on, so they'd made about 4 substitutions and some young players in there as well. But Arteta again just does nothing. All he did was take Ødegaard off towards the end to give him a bit of a rest, and brought on he brought on Kieran Tierney for that, and Martinelli came off for Wanyeri. But other than that, I just really frustrates me. I just feel like, why aren't you utilising the bench more? It's like, you know, we're so lacking on options, but clearly he doesn't seem to have much faith in anybody on the bench, and I just think, like, why the fuck not? Why? But you know, I'm not going to criticise too much. As I say, it was a fantastic, fairly comfortable, as comfortable a 1-0 win as you could probably get, and boy was it needed. It was really needed. Like I said in the preview game, I think going into the international break, because there's such a break now between games, I think it was vital, people, that we got this result, especially with Nottingham Forest winning yesterday and closing the gap on us, and we've now kind of maintained that gap, widened the gap with Chelsea, and of course Man City as well, again dropping points. My God, why couldn't they have done that last season? But yeah, so listen, credit to the boys, fair play, fantastic result. It's exactly what we needed. Yeah, can't fault them. And I'd say, you know, my man of the match personally is Thomas Partey. I just think it scares me to think that he's potentially going to leave at the end of the season. I don't know if he will or what replacement comes in, but I just think the guy this season has been one of our best players. I think he just knits everything together. You know, it's very rarely that he has a poor game. Nothing fantastic, don't get me wrong. He's not, you know, Messi or anything like that, but he's just keeps everything ticking, and that's exactly what he did today. So I thought he was fantastic. Timber again was bloody fantastic as well. It was just missed the consistency, strong, really good. And to be fair, you know, Trossard, I think he's lacking confidence, he's lacking ability, he's lacking a smile. But I don't think it was his worst game, to be honest. I think he was okay, should I say. And like we said as well, Martinelli, great to have him back. Certainly needs a few more games, but he definitely offers us more than any other option we've got up there right now. So yeah, great result. So as always, people, like, subscribe, make sure you're throwing your comments in. I'm keen to know what you thought of the performance. But yeah, great to have you here. Thanks.